I always thought being married to someone who lights up a room was a blessing. When you marry someone like Emily, with her soft laugh and sharp mind, it's easy to assume the light is for you. I used to believe it was. That was before she became a contestant on Home Dream Overhaul, one of those overly enthusiastic home renovation shows with big reveals and bigger personalities. Especially him, Dean Maxwell. Dean had the kind of presence that made people forget what they were saying mid-sentence. Polished, funny, always in control. America loved him. And for a time, I thought Emily just admired him like everyone else did. But admiration doesn't leave lipstick smudges on the inside of a trailer window. Emily and I had been together for 7 years, married for 4. She was a freelance interior designer before the show, juggling Pinterest boards and clients with Pinterest-level budgets. When she told me she'd been selected for the reality series, I was thrilled for her. "This is it," she'd said. "A real chance to grow my portfolio, maybe even get more clients." I hugged her, kissed her temple, told her I was proud. The production started mid-September, and it was all-consuming. Long shoots, remote locations, and overnight stays became the norm. At first, I believed everything she told me. Late filming, she'd say when I asked why she didn't pick up. Last-minute design changes, she'd explain when she missed dinner 3 nights in a row. I bought every excuse, like an idiot with a credit card and no spending limit. One weekend, I surprised her on set. I had taken Friday off, stopped by with her favorite coffee and pastries. The PA looked confused when I asked where to find her. "I think she's filming in the garden trailer," he said, glancing toward a secluded setup tucked behind the main property. My stomach tightened. I didn't want to suspect anything. Truly, I didn't. I walked to the trailer and was just about to knock when I heard laughter, Dean's voice. And then hers, softer, more intimate. I peeked through the slat in the blinds, barely an inch wide, and that's when I saw her. Emily was standing close to him. Too close. He leaned in, whispering something that made her laugh and slap his shoulder. Then she kissed him, playfully, like they'd done it a dozen times before. And his hands, his goddamn hands, were already at her waist. I backed away like I touched fire. I didn't say anything. Not then. Not that weekend. I went home, told myself I needed proof, real proof. I started watching the show with a new kind of attention. Every sideways glance between them, every joke they shared, it all felt like a knife twisting in slow motion. The worst part? She was radiant. I'd never seen her so alive, her. It made me wonder if the woman I loved had been a shadow all this time, just waiting for the right lighting and a camera to wake her up. One night, 2 weeks later, she came home later than usual, humming some song I didn't recognize. She kissed me on the cheek like nothing was wrong, asked how my day had been. I stared at her, and for a moment, I saw everything, every lie she had to rehearse, every word she edited mid-sentence to keep the affair hidden. I asked her how things were going with Dean. Her eyes flickered, barely, but enough. "Dean? Oh, he's fine," she said. "He's a bit of a diva, honestly." That was the moment I knew she was lying. Emily never used that word to describe anyone. I stored that detail. Then I hired a friend, Jake, a cameraman with no love for Dean and even less for the hypocrisy of TV smiles. Jake started sending me behind-the-scenes footage, unofficial takes, raw files that didn't make the show. And there it was. A clip with no dialogue, just Dean brushing a stray hair from Emily's face. Her hand resting on his chest. A quiet moment between shots that screamed more truth than anything she ever told me. I sat alone in our living room watching it on repeat. My heart didn't break, it calcified. She was supposed to be designing homes. Instead, she was redesigning her life without me in it. It's strange how heartbreak doesn't hit you all at once. It seeps in, quiet and patient, filling the spaces between every memory. I didn't confront Emily right away. No, I watched. I waited. I became someone else entirely, someone who could play the long game. Jake kept sending clips from the show. Not the glossy, color-corrected episodes the public saw, but the in-between moments. Emily laughing a little too loudly at Dean's jokes. Dean brushing against her like it meant nothing. Like I wasn't at home, paying the mortgage on the life she was cheating on. The final taping was scheduled for a coastal property 2 hours away. A big reveal episode, audiences, cameras, press. Emily had been buzzing about it for weeks. I told her I might stop by. Please do, she said, her eyes wide with the same fake sincerity I'd watched her give Dean on screen. It's going to be beautiful. I arrived just before sundown. The lot was a maze of trailers, lighting rigs, and crews scrambling to finish the final touches. I kept my distance, parked near the edge of the beach where no one would notice me. The reveal was set to happen at golden hour, of course it was. Everything about their affair had been cinematic. I watched from behind a dune as Dean gave his grand speech to the crowd, gesturing toward the house like he had designed it himself. Emily stood beside him, radiant as always, holding a bouquet, her smile wide and practiced. They looked like a couple unveiling their first home. Then came the applause. The hugs. And, after most of the audience filtered out, the intimacy. I watched them disappear behind the house, slipping into one of the trailers meant for cast only. Jake texted me, far right trailer. Unlocked. I don't know what I expected to find. Maybe I thought they'd just be talking. Maybe I hoped I was wrong, even then. But when I pushed the door open, I found the truth. Emily was straddling him on the narrow couch, blouse open, hair wild. They froze. She gasped. He cursed. I stood there, calm in a way that terrified even me. You're not even going to pretend anymore? I asked, my voice so flat I barely recognized it. Ryan, it's not what it looks like, she started, scrambling for her shirt like shame had just entered the room. It's exactly what it looks like, I said. Dean stood up, adjusting his shirt like he still had control. Look, man, this was bound to come out. Don't make a scene. We're adults here. I laughed, bitter and sharp. Adults? Is that what you call sneaking around in trailers and lying to someone who trusted you? Emily stepped forward, her face pale. Please, Ryan. Let's talk. Let's not do this here. You already did this here, I snapped. You made this mess on camera, in dressing rooms, in the places where we used to dream together. I could feel everything I'd been holding in starting to fracture. But I didn't yell. I didn't beg. Instead, I pulled the envelope from my coat pocket. Inside were the printouts, stills from the behind-the-scenes footage. Her hand on his knee. His lips brushing her neck. The truth, in full color. I'm not here to fix anything, I said, handing her the envelope. I'm here to give you back what you lost. Your dignity, your story. You can keep it. Dean scoffed. You're overreacting, man. People grow apart. I turned to him, eyes narrowed. You didn't steal my wife. She gave herself away. But don't flatter yourself into thinking it was for love. Emily's eyes welled up. It wasn't supposed to be like this. I shook my head. No. It never is. I left without looking back. The ocean air hit me like a wake-up call. I walked along the shore for a while, shoes in hand, letting the tide wash away the last of the man I used to be. That night, I packed her things. I didn't scream. I didn't smash her favorite vase or burn the throw pillows she obsessed over. I simply folded her life into neat piles, left them by the front door, and changed the locks. She tried to call. I didn't answer. She sent messages, long, rambling ones at first, then shorter, more desperate. I never replied. Instead, I moved on. Quietly. Without ceremony. It's been 3 months. I don't watch reality TV anymore. I deleted the show from my streaming library. I painted the living room a new color. I bought new bedsheets. And for the first time in a long time, when I look in the mirror, I don't see the man who was cheated on. I see the man who finally chose himself.